Sunandha Rajabhat University, Smart Archetype University of the Society.
สวัสดีค่ะยินดีต้อนรับทุกท่านนะคะเข้าสู่โครงการประชุมวิชาการนำเสนอผลงานวิจัยระดับชาติและนานาชาติครั้งที่ 15 ในวันจันทร์ที่ 21 มีนาคม 2565 ค่ะสำหรับในวันนี้นะคะโครงการจัดขึ้นโดยบัณฑิตวิทยาลัยมหาวิทยาลัยราชภัฏสวนสุนันทาค่ะโดยมีเจ้าภาพร่วมจากทั้งในและต่างประเทศนะคะดังนี้ค่ะ Graduate School of Business University Suan Malaysia ประเทศมาเลเซียโฮจิมินห์ซิตี้ Open University ประเทศเวียดนามกวางสี University of Chinese Medicine ประเทศจีนและบัณฑิตวิทยาลัยมหาวิทยาลัยศิลปากรมหาวิทยาลัยราชภัฏบ้านสมเด็จเจ้าพระยามหาวิทยาลัยหัวเฉียวเฉลิมพระเกียรติและมหาวิทยาลัยรัตนบัณฑิตค่ะสำหรับในวันนี้นะคะดิฉันขออนุญาตนะคะแจ้งกิจกรรมนะคะในวันนี้ค่ะดังนี้นะคะ 8 นาฬิกาถึง 9 นาฬิกาลงทะเบียนผู้เข้าร่วมงานนะคะตาม QR Code ด้านล่างนี้ค่ะเวลา 9 นาฬิกาถึง 9 นาฬิกา 30 นาทีประธานกล่าวเปิดงานโดยรองอธิการบดีฝ่ายวิจัยและพัฒนามหาวิทยาลัยราชภัฏสวนสุนันทาค่ะ 9 นาฬิกา 30 นาทีถึง 10 นาฬิกา 15 นาทีบรรยายพิเศษโดยผู้ทรงคุณวุฒิ10 นาฬิกาถึง 12 นาฬิกานะคะจะเป็นการนำเสนอผลงานวิจัยนะคะโดยแบ่งกลุ่มย่อยค่ะจากนั้นนะคะเวลา 12 นาฬิกาถึง 13 นาฬิกาค่ะเป็นพักกลางวันนะคะและในเวลา 13 นาฬิกาจะเป็นการนำเสนอในกลุ่มย่อยต่อค่ะโดยในวันนี้นะคะก็จะมีห้องย่อยทั้งสิ้น 8 ห้องค่ะระดับ International ระดับนานาชาตินะคะ2 ห้องและระดับชาติ 6 ห้องค่ะ
Good morning everyone. Welcome to the 15th National and International Conference. First of all, I would like to thank you all of our co-host organizers. We have 3 foreign co-host organizers, which are Graduate School of Business, Universiti Suan Malaysia from Malaysia, Ho Chi Minh City Open University from Vietnam, and Guangxi University of Chinese Medicine from China. We also have national cohort organizers, which are Silapakon University, บ้านสมเด็จเจ้าพระยาราชภัฏ University, หัวเฉียวเฉลิมพระเกียรติ University, and รัตนบัณฑิต University. Thank you for all of our co-host organizers for this conference. Next, I would like to introduce the schedule of this conference. From 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. is registration. From 9 a.m. to 9:30 is conference opening speech from our Vice President of Rajabhat, Sunandha Rajabhat University, and from 9:30 to 10:15 is guest speaker session. We will have oral presentation in each room. Start from 10:30 to 12, and we will have lunch break. After that, start from 12 to 10 p.m. And we will start oral presentation again from 10 p.m. to 4 p.m. Thank you very much for all of participants in this conference.
ค่ะในขณะนี้นะคะก็เป็นเวลาสมควรแล้วนะคะดิฉันขอเรียนเชิญผู้ช่วยศาสตราจารย์ดร.สุรียอดฉิมรองอธิการบดีฝ่ายวิจัยและพัฒนามหาวิทยาลัยราชภัฏสวนสุนันทากล่าวเปิดงานค่ะ
At this time, welcome Assistant Professor Dr. Sury Yotchim, the Vice President for Research and Development of Sunandha Rajabhat University. Welcome our Vice President for opening ceremony speech.
Executives, honorable speakers, distinguished researchers, faculty members, students, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome you all to the 15th National and International Conference on Global Goals, Local Action, Looking Back and Moving Forward 2022. I am particularly happy to see that our conference this year has attached such a large and diverse group of researchers who come here to share and exchange their experiences and research works. This year, our conference focuses on the significance of sustainable development and its approach both at local and global scales. Specifically, this conference would like to offer itself as a platform for researchers to share their knowledge, experiences, and findings from their research on problems and challenges on development in different areas and propose solutions to such problems and challenges. Moreover, to respond to universities' policy in enhancing academic quality and research excellence, as well as to serve as a platform for idea development and collaboration among experienced researchers, scholars, and students. This conference is held to serve all these aims. The 15th National and International Conference on Global Goals, Local Actions, Looking Back and Moving Forward 2022 not only plays an important role in providing a place for the researchers to share their valuable knowledge and findings to the public, but also serves as a stepping stone towards the world-class research community. I would like to express my admiration to this creative activity, to thank you all to have part in this event. Last but not least, I wish you for every success of the conference and look forward a productive, thought-provoking meeting and to all valuable contribution to this conference. Now, it's time to officially open the 15th National and International Conference, Global Goals, Local Actions, Looking Back and Moving Forward 2022. I hope that you all here will have a valuable time today. Thank you.
ค่ะในลำดับถัดไปนะคะจะเป็นการบรรยายพิเศษจากผู้ทรงคุณวุฒิประเทศมาเลเซียค่ะขอเรียนเชิญนะคะรองศาสตราจารย์ดร. Mohd Rizaimy bin Shaharudin Deputy Director of Logistics and Transportation จาก Universiti Teknologi มาลาประเทศมาเลเซียค่ะ
Welcome to the next session for the guest speaker session by Associate Professor Dr. Mohd Rizaimy bin Shaharudin. He is the Deputy Director of Logistics and Transportation from Universiti Teknologi Mara, Malaysia. His research interests are supply chain management, product returns, reverse supply chain, and closed loop supply chain. I hope that everyone are ready now. Let's start.
Sawadee and welcome to all the participants to the 15th National and International Conference organized by Graduate School, Suan Sunandha, Rajabhat, University, Bangkok, Thailand. Before I continue with my keynote, I would like to thank the Associate Professor Dr. Duang Samon Rung Sawanpo, the Dean of Graduate School, Suan Sunandha Rajabhat University. Special thanks to Associate Professor Dr. Picha Wararachai and also Dr. Wisawa Awanyawong for inviting me to give keynotes for this conference. The theme for this conference is Global Goals, Local Actions, Looking Back and Moving Forward 2022. And the title of my keynotes today is Just in Time versus the Inventory. This topic is more on the operations management. This will be the full contents for my keynotes today. The first one is the global goal, just in time, and then the reasons, challenges, the new era of supply chain planning, and the conclusion. And for a start, the global goals that I'm going to talk today is about the just-in-time. Just-in-time, or JIT, is the invented by Toyota manufacturing production system. And the idea for the JIT is to align the raw material order from suppliers directly with the production schedule. And this concept is a part of the lean manufacturing system, and it has been in practice for decades because of its powerful strategy to improve the operation, mainly on the lean inventory management. In this concept, the manufacturers are able to minimize the inventory, and the usage of the materials is only applied or will be supplied by the suppliers when they are needed only. And in these kinds of concept, where the productions need to produce whenever it's needed, it can reveal the problems. And eventually the manufacturers can reduce the cost by driving out the waste and also improve the variability as well as with the throughput. And there are reasons why the manufacturers adopt the JIT. One of it is because of it's very significant in supporting the global sourcing practice. where the manufacturers buy the materials from the overseas. So there must be a system that can control the material so that the stocks will be available and to meet to the customer demand, and at the same time it can minimize the levels of the inventory. And the idea of this concept is to meet to the fluctuations of the demand, and the manufacturers are able to sell more and at the same time can reduce the inventory carrying cost. In other words, this concept can help the manufacturers to cut costs by lowering the inventory level. However, the things have changed. When the pandemic swept around the globe in the year 2020, the demands of products is getting high for certain products, but the manufacturers are struggling to produce and supply to the market. And actually this has caused questions. This has raised the questions of such a practice of the just-in-time, whether this practice is really working during the pandemic. And actually this has served as a wake-up call for the companies, actually, that during this pandemic, it is more important to keep the stocks, to carry more stocks, rather than to apply a full just-in-time concept. And one of the industries that's very badly affected during the pandemic is the automotive industry, especially the shortage of parts and components from the semiconductors components and parts. And we can see it's very clear during the pandemic that there were disruptions in the Chinese parts export and large-scale manufacturing interruptions across Europe, as well as the closures of assembly plants in the United States. So the blame that they put here is on the GIT due to the lean inventory issues, because at this time, manufacturers keep a very minimum stock. And when the demand is getting higher, they are not able to supply to the market. And the problems getting worse because manufacturers are not able to get the supply of the materials from the supplier. During the pandemic, the suppliers closed the factory. There were limited movement of the material as well as with the workers during that time. So there was a shortage of material, and manufacturers are really struggling to produce the product at the time. So there must be a change that has been made during the pandemic. Right? The inventory has gone up, as well as the sales. So the questions here are the companies actually rethink of the lean at that particular time, or they just keep up with the demand. And from the study that has been made, and it's really, you can read from the internet, the website. That's actually link the problems with the GIT. Actually, during the pandemic, GIT caused more problems than what they have actually solved in the past. So the game is already changed during the pandemic because of the shortage of the material. And as what we all know that actually GIT reduce the safety stocks, and the ability to quickly adapt to upstick demand. So when there is a demand, higher demand, the manufacturers are not able to supply because the GIT has limit the inventory. So in the new era or during the pandemic, keeping more inventory is the best to do, and especially to the critical component. And to find out exactly how many the stocks to keep, that will be the art for many companies. Actually, to find the volume to keep. And what is very clear is during the pandemic, the situation has already changed, and the inventory is getting higher than what they have kept in the past. The companies might agree to order 1 or 2 years of stocks, right? Instead of 12 to 14 weeks of stocks, right? To make the materials available for them to produce during the pandemic. And actually, such practice to increase the inventory actually reduce the manufacturer's flexibility, especially when they have to order more and the capitals are tight with the stocks that they intend to buy. So they are not flexible as what they have enjoyed before the pandemic. And that is actually put the manufacturers in no choice situation. And the companies, actually, they are forced to compensate for the shortcomings in agility and resilience with the additional inventory. But that will be the best that they can do, right? Because during the pandemic, they are facing the troubles of the uncertain lead time. And they have a very limited supply, where the shipping capacity size is getting smaller. And they also face the trouble of the manufacturing shutdown during the pandemic. That's why they need more inventory. So in the new era of supply chain planning, what would be the best choice besides the inventory is to increase the number of local suppliers so that the lead times can be reduced, right? As we all know, the longer the lead time is, the manufacturers need to keep more stock. So the best is to reduce the cost is, besides they need to keep more stock during the pandemic, they need also to have many local suppliers. So more local actions, like increased inventory, is needed during the pandemic, and it will continue until the supply back to the normal. So as a conclusion, what we can say here is actually the practice that, like JIT, which actually has proven can help the manufacturers to reduce the cost and increase the efficiencies, actually is not really effective during the pandemic. And that's why the company needs to reconsider the leaner approaches to the supply chains during the pandemic. Because you see, the materials, right? The supply is very limited. The port congested, right? And you have higher container costs, and then material scarcity, right? This can actually cause troubles where the manufacturers were not able to continue with the production. And the effect will be it can frighten the sales. And the longer the lead time, the less reliable the supply chain, right? And the more inventory needs to carry, right? Otherwise, the company will be losing the sales to the competitor, right? Who has the inventory, and the competitors that is more aggressive in ensuring that they have the material that they can use in the production. However, the study also have shown that although during the pandemic, the company has made the change to increase the inventory. However, the interest towards the lean inventory is not declined. And the manufacturers will definitely return to the practices as usual once the lead time is compressed, as we go. Or we can see when it returns to the normal, where they can get the supply from the overseas. So what we can say here, actually, the JIT, the global goals needs to be revised to the local action so that the company can survive in the present market. If the company didn't do that, they are not able to continue with the production, and they face difficulties to serve the market. That also can threaten its survival in the market. So they should be dynamic. And this concept, the JIT, can be practiced later once the supply has returned to the norm. And with that, I think that's all for the keynote, my keynotes for today. And I would like to thank you for your attention and attentions to my talk. So with that, thank you very much. Enjoy. I hope you all enjoy the conference, and I hope this conference can bring more benefit in terms of creating more knowledge to all of us. With that, I end my presentation. Thank you very much, and all the best and good luck to all. Stay safe and take care, everyone. Thank you very much.
ค่ะในลำดับถัดไปนะคะเป็นการบรรยายพิเศษจากผู้ทรงคุณวุฒิมิสเตอร์แบรนดอนวู CTO Asia Pacific Region Huawei Enterprise Business Group.
The next session is the guest speaker session. Welcome Mr. Brandon Wu. He is the CTO Asia Pacific Region from Huawei Enterprise Business Group. He has 24 years of ICT industry experience in Asia Pacific and 15 years of C-level engagement. He is an expert in industrial digital transformation, consulting, and cross-domain in solution designing. His title for today is Smart Campus 2030. Welcome, Mr. Brandon.
Good day, my name is Brandon Wu. I am the CTO of Huawei Enterprise for Asia Pacific region. In the past 5 years, many industries and companies have started their journey in building a smarter, safer, and more sustainable campus. Road exploration including building more infrastructures for switching awareness, fully connected wireless infrastructures for learning environments in a university context, for example. What I would like to do today is really to share about our view about smart campus in 2030. How the smart campus may look like in 10 years' time? What are the key technologies that may shape our life and campus experience? We heard about metaverse, which is really a buzzword in the past couple of months. People talk about hyper-real experience, naked eye 3D, AR, VR, or XR, which we call extended reality, so on and so on. All those new use cases and experience will drive drastically demand of connectivity, bandwidth requirements, and at the same time generate massive amount of data. We believe there are 8 major technology domains that will drastically impact our future smart campus. Those include qubit network, deterministic experience, harmonized communication and sensing, dynamic computing collaborations, native AI, fully secure and trusted environment, and of course, green and low carbon technologies. In the next 15 minutes, I will give you a quick overview. The first one is really about the campus network, which will evolve from traditional Ethernet-based network to a 3D cubic campus infrastructure. With more and more IoT devices and sensors introduced to the campus, then whether they're doing indoor or outdoor, a long distance or wide coverage, or places where even there's no power supply at all, we'll see more and more access technology will be used to connecting different those devices for different use cases. We're seeing a convergent network infrastructure, which including Wi-Fi, Ethernet, optical connections for ground connections, 5G and other low-level power IoT devices connected through these area wide area networks. In the same time, we'll see the low orbit Earth satellite connections. We'll be able to provide a speed of connections at 100 megabits per second to 10 gigabits per second of connections for different kind of use cases. We believe that 10 gigabits per second connectivity is a norm for every single individuals with the introduction of the 5G MIMO evolving from today's 2.6 or sub-6 gig to sub-100 gigahertz, and also in the same time offering Wi-Fi technologies. And all sensing. The devices in the campus will become much more intelligent than it is today, and providing more data, more intelligence, and faster processing for the campus management platforms to providing a better experience. The second thing is really about experience. We are expecting a very short latency of connectivity will be provided between cities, in the cities, and also for the wide areas. The future campus will need to enable multiple type of traffics running in a secure network, and of course, with the ministry SLAs. We believe the campus level will need at least 1 millisecond latencies for the intercity level, and in the city at the 10 milliseconds of latencies. There will be multiple network technologies to ensure this, including segment routings, end-to-end slicing, native high pipes using optical DWDM technologies, etc., and etc. All those technologies will need to ensure 5 nines availability to enable mission-critical the OT systems to be able running through the same infrastructure. Another major domain of change is we'll see communication technologies and sensing technology are getting together. Before 5G, as we know, all the communication technologies and sensing technology, they are working completely separately. But now, with the communication technology are moving upwards to the higher spectrums, and we'll see a convergence of these spectrums coming to the sensing spectrums as well, such as the optical visual spectrums. And we see technologies like Wi-Fi, which is using the light for network access, which is a typical example. The Wi-Fi also moving to the sensing area. We see the new tracks of research on multiple protocols collaborative sensing, which is L211AY, AZ, AB, and etc., etc. Those technologies can be used for use cases like health monitoring, the postures, gesture recognitions for interactive gaming, etc. And also the traditional optical fiber can also be used for more sensing technology, such as detecting the vibration of the buildings or certain the pipes and so on and so on. So these technologies domains are getting more convergent and are going to play a unified role in the new campus infrastructure. The next area is really about the multi-dimension collaboration. With more and more devices, sensors installed in the campus, we see stronger demand of computing power at the edge site to quickly process the data collected and work closely with the application running on a cloud site. This requires an open and collaborative middleware sitting at the edge level. This is the first thing it has to do is to break the silos of different operating systems, the IoT protocols. Now we know there's several hundreds of them. And we need to break these silos so the devices can work very nicely together at the edge level. Second is to provide good connections that to enable different type of devices, that are data collected from these devices to be able to share the data to the different cloud systems in a federated manner. And lastly, the middleware need to ensure a secure running environment, having a policy management running on it, etc., which is fundamentally important in a campus environment. The next is about AI. We certainly see AI will play a very native role in campus operation. This includes at least two folds of directions. The first of all is the network itself. It will be self-running, intent-driven. Last year, Huawei launched the industry first level 3.5 autonomous driving network that we is really addressing the automation of the network side. But now we're also moving very quickly to level 4, even level 5 in the coming years, with AI intelligence across the equipment, network, and also cloud environment. The second is about brain-like AI computing. This is an area, is quite new, and we'll see more brain-like chipsets will be introduced to computing environments. with pseudo-neural processing capabilities. This will form a foundation of brain-like hardware systems, plus the brain-like algorithm, which is more on the software side, to provide intelligent computing different methods. We see now 2 areas we expect to see solid progresses. The first one is about simulated brain neural network. The system, you'll be able to form a brain-like processing, which just can read the data, think like a person, and be able to providing a very fast response, in the same time reduce significantly the energy consumptions with very low latency and so on. A second area is the neurodynamics and the cognition, which apply with AI to achieve the more robust intelligence during the process. The next one is about security and trustworthiness. We expect that the security of the campus will be further enhanced from at least 6 different levels. The first one is certainly on a component level. It will be running on a completely trusted execution environments at the chipset level, and also about its equipment security. Each of the equipment devices will be defined and recognized, verified, and it's also on the connectivity levels. Each of the data flows, entity relationships, policy management will be fully defined and also constantly verified during the working process. And on top of it, we'll see the management level of security. It shall be governed not only at the local level, but also at the federal level. And on top of it, we'll see the data security, which will also be able to, more than the regular data security that we are seeing today, but be able to provide privacy-based, different level privacy-based of the services securities use differentiated processing methods. And green technology is another one that is playing a key role in the whole sustainable the campus development. We'll see more and more use cases on the green energy generations. Also having a platform be able to have a real-time view of energy consumptions, and we know how the connections between the different occupancies and also the actually consumption, whether they are running optimized mode, and in the same time, the energy be able to be doing the self-optimization based on the actual environment. We'll be able to see more digital technologies will be introduced to enhance this. That also includes energy operation systems, power electronics, new technologies be introduced, and also next generation power semiconductor devices that will be further introduced into the campus developments. Huawei launched our intelligent campus solution about 2 years ago. We have achieved significant recognition by the market. This solution is able to enable having a unified infrastructure on the connectivity levels for the different kind of devices, be able to connect it through all kinds of different the access technologies running in a unified way. And also on top of it, unified digital platforms for different types of data to be collected from different kind of systems, no matter they are very high traffic or low traffic, very long distance, short distance, different IOs, different data be able to structured and be processed. And also those data be able to federated and further exposed to support different use cases and innovations that you want to introduce to the campuses. And on top of it, an integrated operation center for a full situation awareness, for a faster and quicker decision making with correlated data, and more importantly, providing a better living and learning experience for the universities, for example. So our vision is to really Huawei as a company is really to focus on 2 folds. One, we want to break through in the basic theories and also the algorithms, and provide more breakthroughs on the basic components, on the fundamental technology, mathematics, on the chemistry, physics. So we are able to break different kind of the boundaries of different technologies. And the second, we leverage our knowledges we accumulated from different industries, be able to share across different industries with a better architecture, better products, and accelerated digital transformation in different industries for a better future. I want to conclude my presentation with our company vision, which is bring digital to every person, home, and organization for a fully connected, intelligent world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
ค่ะในลำดับถัดไปนะคะจะเป็นการประกาศรางวัลผลงานวิจัยที่ได้รับรางวัลดีเด่นค่ะในระดับชาตินะคะมีผลงานที่ได้รับรางวัลดีเด่นจำนวน2บทความค่ะได้แก่นายพานุพงศ์กลิ่นเฟื่องชื่อบทความนะคะการวิเคราะห์ขีดความสามารถอากาศยานในภารกิจค้นหาและช่วยเหลือผู้ประสบภัยด้วยแบบจำลองคณิตศาสตร์จากโรงเรียนนายเรืออากาศนวมินทร์กษัตริยาธิราชค่ะและอีกท่านหนึ่งนะคะขอแสดงความยินดีกับนายรุ่งคุณบรรยงชื่อบทความการวิเคราะห์เสถียรภาพแบบระบายน้ำของช่องเปิดแบบระนาบค่ะจากมหาวิทยาลัยธรรมศาสตร์ค่ะขอแสดงความยินดีกับทั้งสองท่านค่ะ
We would like to announce for International Outstanding Paper Awards. We have two. The first Outstanding Paper Award belongs to Chan Mei Ying and Sami Mo Isa from Graduate School of Business, Universiti Science Malaysia from Malaysia. Their research title is Understanding Factors Affecting Malaysians' Intention to Vaccinate Against COVID-19. And another Outstanding Paper Award belongs to Li Tianhang and Josephine Karchenka from Asia Pacific International University, Thailand. Their research title is Learning English Experience of 10 High School Students in China, a Qualitative Study. Congratulations.
ค่ะและสำหรับในวันนี้นะคะต้องขอกราบขอบพระคุณท่านผู้บริหารนะคะเจ้าภาพร่วมผู้วิจัยทุกท่านนะคะที่ได้ให้ความร่วมมือในการจัดโครงการประชุมวิชาการในวันนี้ให้เกิดขึ้นค่ะในลำดับต่อไปจะขอเชิญผู้วิจัยทุกท่านนะคะเข้าร่วมนำเสนอในกลุ่มย่อยทั้ง8ห้องย่อยค่ะซึ่งก็จะเป็นลิงก์ตามกำหนดการนะคะ
On behalf of Graduate School Sunandha Rajabhat University, we would like to thank you for all of co-organizers, guest speakers, and conference scientific committees. Thank you very much. And start from now, we will move to the oral presentation rooms, which we provided Zoom meeting links. You can click or log into the Zoom application and join your presentation for each presentation room following the conference schedule. And thank you very much for everyone.